That one there. Oh, so that was a job in my hometown. That was a good few years ago now. So we were called out to that again about this time of year. Actually, it was a red hot day.
Yeah.
The fire had started in a boiler on the first floor above those garages next to that ladder, and it had gone up through the partition walls, and you what you can see there is pretty much the full roof has collapsed into the road.
Yeah.
Well, about a few minutes before that picture was taken, I was on the third floor of that building with my BA partner trying to put that fire out. Now, at that time, I'd probably had 22 years of experience in the fire service, and my sort of main role in the fire service was breathing apparatus wearer. I was on the back of the trucks. That's where I started my career, and that's where I ended my career. And during that time, I became a breathing apparatus instructor. So the breathing apparatus is the tank of air and mask and what have you that you put on to be able to survive in smoke-filled atmospheres. So, I was pretty clued up with all the signs of fire and flashover, backdraft, this type of thing. Had a lot of experience. We'd already had one wear in this building, and as you can see, it was fully developed in fire at that point. We'd gone back in for a second wear to go up in and try and stop the fire travelling through the roof voids into the other buildings. And my BA partner was in the corridor outside the main bedroom that I was trying to tackle this fire. And I was sort of going in on the end of my leash because you're attached via a line to your partner. And as far as I could get in, I was putting water into the room, and it was just vaporising. The conditions were so hot, and I was in contact with her verbally, asking her what the conditions were like in the corridor outside, because obviously I was really aware that we were on a quite a crucial stage of the fire, and the conditions inside the bedroom that I was working in were deteriorating rapidly, and I made the decision that we were going to have to drop all of the equipment that we'd carried up there and probably make our way out as quickly as possible. I knew that it was going to be things were on the cusp of going very badly wrong, and I sort of came out the few feet from this bedroom, and my BA partner was sort of crouched down in the corridor of this third floor like landing way really, and I could just see the smoke had changed colour and whatever. And I said, right, we've got to drop everything and get out. We made it to the top of the stairs before we heard the evacuation whistle blowing from outside, and I'd started to hear the roof collapse. And she wasn't from my station, so I wasn't with one of my usual BA partners, but she was a switched on firefighter, and we knew that we had to get out of there like pretty damn quick.
How much time have you got?
You ain't got no time. Like, you've got no time. You had to be out of there. You just didn't feel like there was any time. I remember, like, I think I jumped down that first flight of stairs. I think I cleared the last 6 or 8 stairs, and my BA partner's like behind me, and we're just like running. And we'd already, on the way up, I'd said to her, like, we've got to maintain our egress out of here because this is like quite a sketchy situation. So we'd made sure that we'd got a clear run going out, and all you could hear was this crescendo sort of noise of collapsing masonry and what have you. And we made it down to the first flight of steps. So underneath that ladder to the right hand side, that's the door to that building. And there's a little garage unit next door with green doors. That's where we were rigging with BA and what have you. So that would have all been full of firefighters before this collapse. And we made it to the bottom of those stairs, and I thought I could see the light of the door, and then I could see an officer standing over by these railings at the back here, and he's going like stopping us coming out the door, because obviously we couldn't see at the time, but
it was collapsing out.
Huge amounts of falling. I mean, those ladders had been propped back up since those ladders were off of that building when we came out. They were on top of the fire engine.
Right.
The fire engine's already been moved.
So, blimey, you could have come hurtling out of there then, and then copped it with falling
debris. Yeah. So we had to wait. Like, obviously, we wanted to get out because we didn't know how much of the building was collapsing inside. And as soon as the coast was clear, like, we've just dived out of that door and round into that garage area. So we were like, we just like ripped them arse off, like, Jesus.